Hello and welcome back. Before we start today, I want to show you the shirt I'm wearing. This is 580 Roller Girls out of Lawton, Oklahoma, and they were kind enough to send me a shirt. So I'm glad I got a chance to get to know everybody through the introductory exercise. And it looks like a lot of you don't have a lot of roller derby experience, but that's okay. We're going to learn a lot about it during this class. The one exception was the person with the friend who was an NSO or non-skating official. And if you've ever watched a current derby game, they're the ones who are running around keeping scores and stats and that sort of thing. So it's very interesting. Now, I wanted to go ahead and share my experience. Excuse me, my allergies are bothering me. My experience with roller derby. I have been a fan of roller derby for the last few years. My girlfriend does skate roller derby with OKCRD, and I've in the past year started skating with the men's team in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Wolfpack. So I'm pretty immersed in roller derby culture in Oklahoma, and it's one of the reasons I decided to teach this class. To kind of give you a broad overview of what we'll be looking at, we're going to look at not only the recent history of roller derby, but we're going to go back and look at the kind of the beginnings of roller derby and how it was conceived earlier on, as we're exploring the kind of problematics of race in roller derby culture. So we're going to get a long view of the history, but we're also going to get a look into this really interesting culture surrounding the sport of roller derby, which I think is pretty unique when it comes to sports. So that's the broad overview. If you take a look on the content tab under the syllabus, which I suggest you all read, there's a reading list, and it gives you an idea of what you'll need to have read for that day to do the assignment. And now, I don't always have the assignments. Sometimes I have them planned out a little bit beforehand, but most of the time I ask questions that are pertinent to the discussions we're having, and so I create those questions. But a way you can work ahead is by reading ahead on the reading list. One thing that I wanted to make clear is that we'll have two types of assignments in this class. You'll have discussion board posts, like you did just on this first assignment, where you're going to post something and you're going to respond to two other people, at least two other people. And that's why I had you do this introductory exercise, to get you used to that format. The other thing that you'll be doing is Dropbox posts. And those are going to be longer assignments that you'll send directly to me. And you might think, just as the label says, discussion board post is a little bit looser. You know, feel free to get your ideas out there and test your ideas and talk with people on the discussion board. And then the Dropbox is where you want to hone in and really you edit your work more closely. You'll want to, of course, edit your discussion board post, but I'll be a little bit more particular on the Dropbox post. And any of that great discussion we generate during the discussion board post, feel free to use those ideas to help inspire those Dropbox posts. So those are the two type of exercises we'll be doing. Now, I'll give you 24 hours for all exercises, so just like the introduction, I'll post the video at midnight, and then you'll have till 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time to finish that assignment. But like I said before, you know, you're more than welcome to read ahead, and that's why I provide the reading schedule. So our second assignment, we've already done the first assignment, the introduction, is going to be to start reading Kevin Hilton's book, Race, and Sport, Critical Race Theory. It's going to give us a way to think about race in relation to sport, and then once we have done that, we can start applying that to some of the roller derby stuff. We'll be looking at the young adult novel Whip It, the movie, a couple documentaries that I have you watch. This, like I said, is available in the bookstore. You can also download it electronically, I believe through Amazon, and I'm sure Barnes & Noble and other places. So you'll be able to get it instantly. The first chapter is fairly accessible, but I want to let you guys know that this, the writing style that Kevin Hilton, this professor, uses it's very possible that it might be hard for you to understand what he's saying because he uses very particular words that sociologists use. But if you don't understand it 100%, don't worry. This is why I have questions that pick out a few important points that I think will help us move along in discussion. So for this second assignment, what I'm going to ask you to do is to answer 3 questions on the Dropbox and follow the instructions there. 2 or 3 sentences per question should suffice, but I want to make sure that you answer those questions in your own words. What do you understand Kevin Hilton saying about these things? If you don't understand some of the terminology, that's okay. Just tell me what you get out of it, and then we can start a discussion there. Make sure when you're uploading this to the Dropbox that you're doing it in either .doc or .rtf format. For those of you who aren't using Microsoft, if you can save it as .rtf, it would be very much appreciated. Alright, I'm glad to meet you all again, and I'm very excited for this class. And make sure to upload your Dropbox post for the first chapter, Defining Key Terms, of the Kevin Hilton book, and I will see you all next time.